I've stood in front of a team with a loss. And but this team in particular, just really special. Coming into this year, 80 freshmen and sophomores out of 120. To get back to this point, I'm just super proud of them. It's incredibly difficult to even get here and super hard to win it, that's for sure. But I'm proud of our guys. Incredible leadership and focus all year long, and a lot of history made by this group. And forever grateful for these seniors. These seniors, what an amazing group of young people. Just dynamic young people that are unbelievably committed. And just Tanner Muse and Pollard and Cervinka and Ankrum, just Denzel and Kayvon, Phibbs, so many guys, just tremendous leadership. And so I'm thankful and just blessed to have been a part of it with these guys. And but tonight was all about LSU. What an unbelievable game. We had an opportunity there in the third quarter. I loved how we responded and got the ball back with a 3-point lead, and we just couldn't quite put enough plays together. It's probably the worst we've been on third down in a long time. We had opportunities on third down, but we just didn't convert and give them credit. But I thought LSU played a beautiful game. I thought their quarterback was tremendous. Those receivers, they made some incredible plays that were really well covered, several of them. And, but they just made the play. And that's what you got to do to win these type of games. So you give them credit. I thought they played a heck of a game and deserved to win the game. They were definitely the better team tonight for sure. So I'm really happy for Coach O. I think he's one of the good guys in the business, and I'm happy for him. I know what it's like to be in that situation, and you pour a lot into it, and certainly no fun to be in this seat. But I do just say congratulations to them, and beautiful football team that earned it. And we were the first 15-0 team last year, and to see them do it, and they earned it. Simple as that. So hats off to them, and I thought they played with tremendous character and class and just will to win. And that's what championship games are all about. And just too many big plays and not quite enough from us when we had some opportunities to give ourselves a chance there in the fourth quarter. But again, just proud of our seniors. These guys are leaving here with 55 wins. And, this hurts right now. A lot of pain. I'm disappointed. I hurt for all of our fans. But what an incredible run. And, we'll get back to work. We start spring ball 6 weeks from Wednesday. And excited about next year's team and, the challenge of going back to work and putting another team together. So we'll celebrate this group. We're going to have our banquet next weekend. We'll celebrate this wonderful group of seniors the right way, and then we'll get back to work and see if we can get back here.
Again, as a reminder, we're going to take questions for our players first. So if you have a question, raise your hand. We'll get you a microphone. Please make sure to give us your name and affiliation before your question. Start right down here in the front, middle.
Trevor Groves, Tigers.com. It's obviously been such a long time since you lost a game. Just what you're going through emotionally, and does it take any of the sting out of it, just knowing how much you have coming back next season and quick turnaround, like Coach said, before spring ball?
Yeah, it sucks. I think the worst thing is you don't get to go back and play with this group. So that's, for me, that's the worst thing, just those seniors, especially the guys up front, some of the wideouts. It's just gonna, we're gonna be fine. We'll be back, but it just sucks not getting to finish the way you wanted to with those guys.
We'll come back down here in the very front on the aisle.
Trevor, Brett Sink of Clemson SI. Trevor, can you kind of put your finger on what happened tonight? You didn't feel like your throws were sharp enough, and what was going on, especially in the second half?
Yeah, it was a lot of different things. I think first of all, LSU did a really good job. They brought a lot of pressure. They did a good job mixing up the coverages. But just at the end of the day, I just didn't play well enough for us to win. You know, too many missed plays by me, missed a lot of receivers, and you know, just wasn't my night.
Go all the way over to our far right.
Trevor, Scott Kushner, Times-Picayune. What was the issue on third down tonight? Was it anything in particular they were doing defensively, or do you think you just missed some throws? Where did you kind of see the breakdown there?
Yeah, it was both for sure. I think a couple times they had us schemed up pretty good, and they stopped us on third down. And then a handful, at least 4, were missed throws or you know just them making a good play on the ball. So it's a lot of different things. But I mean, like I said, just at the quarterback position, if you're going to win games like this, you got to play really well, and we just didn't do that tonight.
We're going to come over here, standing on our left.
Trevor, as a competing quarterback, I wanted to get your thoughts on what you thought about the way Joe played and led that team to win.
Yeah, I mean, he's great. He's unbelievable. He's a great player. Got a lot of respect for him and just his journey. And really just their whole team. Got a lot of respect for them. Like Coach said, they play with a lot of character in class, and hats off to them. You know, they beat us tonight. There's no excuses. And but, yeah, I mean, he played great for sure.
In the back and the right.
Trevor, is Steve Moulton, ESPN Radio out of Huntsville, Alabama. You mentioned in the semifinal how physical Ohio State was. I was wondering if you could comment maybe about the physicality of LSU, and moving forward, where would you like to improve heading into next year?
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously a physical game. Any big game like this, when you're playing a really good team, it's going to be physical. But, you know, just little things I know I can do. You know, just got to be more accurate. You know, wasn't accurate tonight. Didn't put the ball where it needed to be. Didn't give my guys a chance enough. And then, you know, I mean, it comes down to that, really. It's just giving them a chance, and I just didn't do a good job of doing that.
Over here, second row on our right.
Nicole Auerbach, The Athletic. Trevor, towards the end of the game, those last couple minutes, you know, coaches are coming up to you, teammates are coming up to you and comforting you. What is their message? Because, I mean, again, this is the first time you're going through this at Clemson.
Yeah, just, you know, you get so busy looking for what's next, and, you know, a moment like this happens, and you got to, man, it sucks, but you got to look back on what you've done, and we've done some great things, and we got a lot more in store ahead for sure. But I mean, it's just, you know, you got to look back and enjoy all the things you did accomplish, because what we were able to do is pretty amazing to be a part of. And just going to miss this group of guys, and I hate how it finished. But man, we did some really amazing things.
Are there any other questions for Trevor? Trevor, thanks for being with us. You can head back to the locker room.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a great night. Bye.
We are joined by Tanner Muse, so if there are any questions for Tanner, let's go ahead and entertain those now, please. Start right down here in the front row.
Tanner, Trevor Groves, CUTigers.com. Obviously not finishing your career the way you wanted to, but you know, I guess your senior class tied last year's class for the most wins of all time. Just what do you think your legacy will be at Clemson?
I think at the end of the day, I'm going to be defined as a person more than a football player. I think the way I came in, day out, the work I put in to just to get here, I think is at the end of the day what I'll be defined as, how good of a person I was, and just how I impacted others and all these young guys I got to work with. You know, I just appreciate them for loving on me and letting me love them. So I can't thank them enough.
Any other questions? Tanner, we appreciate you joining us.
Yep,
Thanks
thank
very
y'all.
much. Questions for Coach. We'll start right here. Third row.
Thanks. Dabo, to your right. When Trevor had the fumble and came over the sideline, you spoke to him there directly. What did you tell him?
I just told him to keep his head up. I told him I loved him, and that, hey, you know, listen, this this is a great opportunity to lead and to respond. And, you know, he's had so much good. We all have. We've had so much just unbelievable success, so many great things. And, I mean, he's never lost a game. And, you know, I mean, he's not going to lose many. I'll go ahead and tell you that right now. He ain't going to lose many. He's going to be a hard guy to beat forever because he's special. And he had a tough night tonight for whatever reason. Just you know, didn't have his best night. But man, I wouldn't trade him for nobody. I love that guy. And that's it. I just told him, hey, keep your head up. You got a great opportunity here to respond. You know, it's easy when everything's good. And so just told him I'm proud of him and appreciated his fight, his grit, his will. And, hey, that's ball. You know, listen, he was giving everything he had. And it was a good play by them, knocking it loose. And, you know, so just you know, we go over there and love on him when they throw touchdown passes. I want to love on him when he had a mistake, too. And because his effort was tremendous. And, again, just didn't have our best night tonight. But, man, I love Trevor Lawrence. I wouldn't trade that guy for nobody. And he is special. And I know exactly how he'll respond. He'll get right back to work. And we're going to have a really, really good football team next year. We got tons of guys back. I got 15 mid-years there. And you know, this is a bad moment. But even if we'd have won it and it was a great moment, it's still just a moment. The true joy comes in the challenge of trying to go do it. And we'll get back to work on that. Literally, I think 6 weeks from Wednesday, we're back on the field. And look forward to it. Stinks tonight, really just, I don't ever plan to lose. So it just stinks. But listen, this is about LSU. I mean, they earned it. And like I said, I'm really happy for Coach O. I have a lot of respect for him and their players. They earned it. Nobody gave them anything. They went and earned it. So tip your hat to them. And this was their night. And it wasn't our night, but man, what an unbelievable year. What an unbelievable decade, to be honest with you. Just an unbelievable decade. And excited about starting this new one. So, you know, we'll learn from it. We'll get better. Certainly there were some things that were there that where we had our chances, but just didn't do enough tonight. And give them credit.
Next question right down here in the front.
Coach Trevor Groves, Tigers.com. How much of a game changer do you think the loss of Skowski was, and did you agree with the call?
Well, I mean, I'll have to go look at it. I didn't get to really see it very clear, but listen, that's football. I mean, there's no excuses. I mean, we're not making any excuses. That's football. I mean, next guy up. In fact, I thought Jake Venables went in there and played well. I thought Jake did some really good things and got some good experience in a critical game like that. So I hate it for Jamie. He's such a wonderful young man and such a great leader and all that. But, you know, they were just a better team.
Next question, same section, couple rows back.
Coach, given that you just noted the great decade that you guys have had, given the fact that you built a program where the expectation is vying for a national championship, how would you define this era of Clemson football?
Somebody asked me that the other day. I just said transformative. You know, I'm not sure that's a word, but that's the way I'd say it. You know, we just, from where we were in 2009, my first year, to where we are now. I've been in 5 straight playoffs, and we've won 2 out of the last 4 national championships, and we've been in 4 national championships, and you know, I think we've got 69 wins in the last 5 years, which is the most ever in the history of college football over that span. So we built a program of consistency, and that's really what it's about to me. And it's not just on the field. You know, we've been top 10 academically 9 of my 11 years, and 8 out of the last 9, us, Duke, and Northwestern. So we've had a lot of consistency on the field, but a lot of consistency off the field. And that's truly what, to me, matters most. And we'll have more opportunities. I mean, these are tough moments, but you know, when I hang my whistle up, it won't be about these moments. It's not going to be about, you know, the confetti flying and winning a national championship and or a very disappointing, painful moment like this where you come up short. It's really more about, you know, the relationships that you have. That's the true joy. Just getting a chance to just come to work every day with such great people. I got a wonderful staff that's so loyal, so committed, and just a bunch of beautiful young men that lay it on the line. And again, I mean, we won 29 games in a row, and sooner or later you're going to lose one. Certainly wasn't the one we wanted to lose, but I know how we'll respond. We'll get back to work, and you can't win two till you win one. So we'll get back to work and see if we can, you know, come back and have a great year next year and really just, you know, try to achieve our goals. We got 5 simple goals, and they don't change. This doesn't change our goals. The last goal we have is to win the closer, and we hit 4 out of our 5. We didn't get that one done, but I'm just really proud of this group for how they competed and what they did on and off the field. And then these seniors, I'm just so thankful. I mean, truly just God's grace to allow me to watch them develop over the last 4 and 5 years, to be with guys like Tanner. I'm just thankful for them. I'm thankful. And, you know, no scoreboard changes that. You know, we all hurt, we're all disappointed, but we're not defined by that. These guys, they competed with all they had. So sometimes you come up short. Only one team can win, and the best team won tonight. That's just the bottom line. They were the better team tonight, and you know, nothing you can do but tip your hat and get back to work.
Right here in the same section.
Coach Cliff Early, Sports Byline USA, Blab Sports. Over the last decade, you've tussled with some of the toughest teams, some of the best teams ever. 60 minutes with the LSU Tigers. Can you talk about the intensity of 60 minutes tussling with them like you did tonight?
Yeah, well, they were an awesome team. I mean, again, it was I knew coming in it was going to be a game of a few plays, and you know, we just didn't string enough opportunities. You know, we had a little down the line screen that probably would have gone for a ways to tee, critical 3rd down, and you know, we just didn't make some plays that were there that we usually make, some routine stuff. And when you're in a game like that, when you know that you know, I mean, their offense this year was just special, and they did an amazing job. And again, I mean, they made some plays tonight that, I mean, you just got to tip your hat to them because the ball was in the only place that their guy could catch it. I mean, we had great coverage, and that was championship football, and that's why they're the champions because they made those type of plays, and that's what you got to do. But it was great. I mean, it was very competitive. I mean, our guys competed their tails off, and this will be a painful tape to watch, but one that'll help us. It'll help us get back to work and you know, build next year's team. You know, I've been on both sides of it. So I mean, but we've played. I mean, we've played so many great teams. That Alabama team last year was a great team, but we were a great team, and we were a better team that night. So, but this team, what they accomplished is really special. Beat a great Ohio State team a couple weeks ago that I thought was really, really good. And but tonight, you know, this was LSU's night, and you know, I'm happy for their fans. I mean, this is a unique situation, you know, to play a national championship game basically in your backyard. What a unique opportunity for them, and I thought the environment was amazing. It was a great environment, great crowd, great energy all night from both fan bases. And, you know, just again, you know, they earned it and did what they needed to do to win.
Coach, thank you very much.
You got it.
As soon as we get the name cards switched out, we'll bring LSU up to the dais. Again, for those of you that just joined us in here, if you could please go ahead and silence any electronic devices. As a reminder, the format will be taking an opening comment from Coach, and then we will entertain questions for the players first. Once we finish those, we will go ahead and take questions for Coach. So again, give us 1 minute here and we'll get LSU set. It's my pleasure to introduce LSU head coach Ed Orgeron, as well as Joe Burrow, offensive player of the game, Patrick Queen, defensive player of the game. Coach, when you're ready, we'll take an opening statement.
Yeah, well, I want to thank our great fans for being here. Man, we left that the hotel today. What a phenomenal group we had. It just gave us the energy and all night, and they've been with us all year. And give the credit to our players. Those guys fought. We started working last year, January 17th. They worked their tails off with Tommy Moffitt. They did the right things, character, grit, determination. They had their player-only practices this summer. I didn't even know about them, led by these guys on the side. We took it one game at a time. We won as a team. Got to give the credit to our coaching staff, Jack Marucci, Tommy Moffitt, all the trainers, and just a tremendous night for the LSU Tigers, tremendous night for the purple and gold, a tremendous night for the state of Louisiana. We are so proud to represent.
Again, as a reminder, we'll take questions for the players. Give us a minute to get you the mic, and let's go ahead and give us your name and affiliation. We'll start right here in the very front row.
Michael Cobble, WBRZ TV in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Joe, the cigar celebrating tonight, and I guess just could you take us back to the beginning of this game, kind of figuring it out as you guys make the adjustments throughout. Were you injured during the course of the game, and how did you respond?
I was fine. I was just fine. They had a great plan coming in. I mean, we knew they would. Brent Venables is the best in the country and at what he does, and you know he was mixing up the looks. I honestly couldn't figure out where they were blitzing from all night. We had great play calls, great coaching staff. I mean, this was a long time coming. This kind of speechless right now. This was fun.
Right down here, very front row.
Joe, Doug Mouton, WWL TV in New Orleans. Was it a point early in the game where you recognized they were underplaying Jamar Chase and you were just going to keep going? As long as they were giving you a one-on-one with him, you were just going to keep going there?
Yeah, you know, the first couple of series, I didn't think there was any way that they were just going to play man with Jamar, so I wasn't really looking his way. And then I got back to the sideline after the second drive. I was like, they really are playing man-to-man with Jamar. So we started going to him heavy, and I mean, he plays so well, and that's just the kind of guy that he is. He's worked so hard for that, all of our guys.
Side.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm good.
Left side of the aisle, we're going to go right here in the mid-section.
Joe, Bill Bender, Sporting News. I know you said you're speechless, but for what's been made of your journey and for you to deliver on this stage, whether it was people in Louisiana, Ohio State fans, or even the people in Athens, Ohio, what's it mean to you to deliver this performance while all of those people were cheering you on?
Feels good. I don't know what else to say. I mean, there's been so many people that have come into this, from people that have helped me along my journey from Ohio, Louisiana, everywhere. And we couldn't have done it with a better group of guys. Not just football players, but great men that I just feel blessed to be a part of this.
Okay, we'll come down here to the front row.
Joe, Steve Moulton, ESPN Radio out of Huntsville, Alabama. That first pass to Moss that was called back felt like it took some juice out of the offense, and then to finally get it back, what really kick-started that offense after that first penalty?
Yeah, that was, we felt like if we had got that one, we would have been rolling on that first drive, and we would have kept rolling. And it did kind of take the wind out of our sails for a second, and defense stepped up all game until we started to get rolling. And, we feel like you can't hold us down forever. I think we're too explosive. Our coaches are too good. Our players are too good. Our O-line is too good. And, they had a great plan coming in. Like I said, Coach Venables is great at what he does, and it just took us a while to get it figured out.
Come over here, standing on our far left.
Hi, Joe. Mark Myers, AP
Hi.
Broadcasting. Heisman and then a national title in just a few short weeks. Tell me what kind of emotions are you feeling now?
Some pretty good emotions. This is special. This doesn't happen. This doesn't come around every year. This is a special group of guys that really came together, and it's as close of a group that I've ever been around. I'm just so happy I was able to do it with Coach O, Patrick, and the rest of the guys in that locker room.
We're now going to move over to our far right that's standing.
Joe, Wilson Alexander over here from The Advocate. You talked so much about this incredible season that you weren't reflecting yet, that you were going to do it when it was over. Is it starting to set in what you've accomplished?
Not yet. We're still celebrating. Give us a couple days. We got tonight. We got the rest of this week. We're going to enjoy this one. A lot of work was put into this that nobody ever saw. Saturdays, Sundays, 7 days a week for 12 months. This is special.
Going to go up on the TV riser on our far right.
Joe here in the back. Daniel Brown, KTBS out of Shreveport. 10-point game. Terrace Marshall catches that touchdown pass. His saying is meant to be. At that point, did that championship feel meant to be?
Terrace, he took him a while to get going, but he made the championship play. And I couldn't be happier for that guy. He's worked harder than anybody on this team, and he's worked on his craft for a long time. 5-star coming in, had some bumps in the road, and for him to make that play, I'm so happy for him and his family.
We're going to go back here in the back right-hand aisle.
Joe, Andrew Clay, KTC in Lafayette. You will be a hero in this state for decades. Can you grasp that?
Where are you? There you are. Sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah, you will be a hero in this state for decades. Can you grasp that magnitude?
I think, this what we did tonight can't be taken away from us. I don't know about the whole hero thing, but I know this national championship will be remembered for a long time in Louisiana. To do it in New Orleans is even more special, and this is going to be remembered for a long time.
Stay on the right-hand side, third row.
Patrick Billywitz with the New York Times. A couple questions. What, at the end of both the latter part of the first half and the latter part of the second half, the defense really kind of buckled down. What can you kind of talk about what what you did to get rolling, and then also if you can describe, I guess, at the point in the last couple of years where you felt like maybe it was Joe's team to a degree.
At the end of the first half, Coach Arana sat us down, calmed us down. We was really anxious being out there, so we just, all gathered together and, just played team defense. And we always knew this was Joe's team from the day he came in. He was competing in sprints. So just for Joe to be that kind of person to come out on day one and try to give us the best that he can, we already knew it was his team.
Stay over in the same section, slightly further back.
Ed Danielsman from The Athletic. What did you think coming into the game about the potential of what a victory would mean, and how do you feel personally now?
I talked to the team about the focus all week was just beat Clemson, not thinking the magnitude of, hey, we're going to win the national championship, what's going to happen, all that. So our focus, the guys just followed it, man. Our focus has been one game at a time, one day at a time. And our guys did a tremendous job. Now, I think that, This team is going to be mentioned as one of the greatest teams in college football history, 15-0. One of the greatest teams in LSU history, led by some of the greatest players. Give them all the credit. But, that's for you guys to decide. We're national champs. Well, we're 15-0. Whether we mention as one of the greatest teams or not, that doesn't matter to me. I think that we're going to get to work. We'll go to class on Wednesday. We'll start working on next year.
This will be our last question for the players.
Guys right here in the front. This would be for Ed and for Patrick. Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge. You forced Clemson into 9 punts. What worked so well, and did you think you could have that kind of success?
Yeah. I think the one thing is we stopped A-10. I thought our guys did a tremendous job of not letting him run the football on us. We knew Trevor was going to make some plays. They made some plays downfield. But you know what? I thought the coach around had a tremendous plan to get pressure. We never panicked. And those 3 and outs and those punts were critical in the ballgame. I think this guy here, Patrick Queen, had a great game. And, we had to tackle in space. Had great athletes in space. And this guy made some great tackles tonight.
Coach Aranda, had a great game plan since day one when we started studying them, and we trusted it and we went to work on it. And just to be able to come into this game and be able to make those type of plays, I just want to give God the glory for it. And I just want to thank Coach O for believing in me and be able to play this position.
Joe and Patrick, thanks so much and congratulations.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks.
We'll take questions for Coach now.
Take it easy on that cigar, boy.
We're going to start over here on our far left in the back.
There's so much talk about what this means for Louisiana, but for your small hometown on the bayou, just no one really has ever even heard of it. What does it mean for that community to bring this for them?
I remember growing up there, man, losing was an option. It was not an option, man. You had to win. And when in mini basketball, you had to win in the backyard. Cajun people took a lot of pride in who they were. LSU was big, obviously watching Ronnie Estee and them play, so it's going to mean a lot to them. I mean, they're very prideful. It means a lot to everybody in the state of Louisiana. Everybody bled the purple and gold. I think it's a tremendous night for everybody.
As a reminder, please give us your name and affiliation. We'll stay in the same section right here in the back.
Coach, Bill Bender, Sporting News. 3rd and 10, late in the first half, you call a timeout, or there was 2 timeouts taken. Joe takes that draw down to the 6-yard line. Just talk about that call, or don't talk about it, I guess. What went into that play call, and what did that show about Joe's toughness to make that play?
Well, we didn't want to have a penalty and go back to the 3rd and 15, and when the clock was about to run out, we didn't feel like we had the right play called. Steve said, "Coach, I need a timeout," so all I did was call timeout. And then obviously Steve made the play, he made the call. Joe's going to take the ball in his hands. Some of those plays tonight were passes called that Joe ran. Some of the plays tonight were runs that Joe passed. And so just give great players a chance to make opportunities, make plays, and he did it.
Stay over here in the second row on our left.
Jeff Nowak with The Advocate. Yesterday Joe got to meet Drew Brees, which was talked about for a while. You have a lot of guys with New Orleans connections with Jamar and others. Did winning this in the Superdome, talk about any of the added significance there? Do you think that kind of is more impactful? Because
I think it's magical, I really do. I think that when we saw that the national championship would be in the Superdome at the beginning of the year, we set our target on that, although we did not talk about it. And we felt that once we come in the Superdome, we'd come out victorious because of the home field advantage. It was great to have Drew Brees yesterday at practice. I spent 1 year with them. He and Joe are a lot alike in a lot of ways as far as their work ethic, as far as their leadership on the football team. I remember watching Drew Brees, the 7-on-7. He ran it, and it was the best 7-on-7 I ever saw. There wasn't another coach out there. So Joe and he are a lot alike. I think that Drew Brees and his wife are great representations of the state of Louisiana. We're proud of them.
Let's go right here in the very front.
Coach, I was Steve Moulton, ESPN Radio out of Huntsville, and ultimately, what are you going to remember this season about of all going through the West, going through Texas, going through Oklahoma, and now just this experience? What are you most going to remember this season for?
Yeah, I just think the character and the grit of this football team. Jack Marucci and Tommy Moffitt keeping us together, keeping us in shape. I felt like we could have played it for another month. We were not tired. This team was ready to go. They were enthusiastic. One team, one heartbeat, the character and the leadership, obviously led by Joe. We wouldn't be here without Joe Burrow. We know that. The hiring of Joe Brady and him, the way Steve Ensminger work together, the improvement of our defense after the Ole Miss game. I think that the defense took it upon themselves, the leaders took it upon themselves, and they knew. I think when we didn't talk about it, but we changed from first to second or something like that because of the defense. I think that was an advantage for us. Our guys took it on a chip on their shoulder, said, hey, man, wait a minute. It ain't going to be on us. So all those things combined. But this team was competitive. And you got to give Clemson some credit. Now, they're a good football team. Venables had a good plan. Great game.
We're going to stay in the same section, couple rows back.
Ed, Dan Wetzel, Yahoo Sports. Your career has had ups and downs, a lot of doubters. A lot of people never thought you'd be a national championship coach. I'm wondering two things. One, at any point during that, did you ever doubt that you could coach at this level and lead a team to this level? And what does your story say maybe to all the people out there whose careers don't just rocket ship to the top and go similar to you?
Yeah, you know, I remember not getting the job at USC, and I felt that I was ready to be a head coach. I felt that I had learned from my mistakes at Ole Miss. At that point in time, I wasn't. I remember sitting on the sofa in my house. I had a year to reflect. I remember watching SEC games, and you know what? I know I can compete with these guys, given the right place. I mean, you got to be in a place like LSU and have great coaches and great players to win it. I don't think I could have been somewhere else, and we had the success that we had so fast. So I think it's a combination of being in the right place at the right time. I think it's a perseverance, too. And, you know, man, you know, people are going to talk and all that, but you can't let it affect you. You got to. I use that as an internal motivation. People, you know, they tease me the way I talk, tease me the way I look. And when, you know, it's kind of funny, the things that I was doing at Ole Miss, I was ridiculed for. And now I punch myself in the jaw, and everybody at LSU likes it. So it just depends where you're at, man. You know, but it's been a great ride. I got to thank my family. And listen, man, I'm in the right place at the right time, and a great school with a great coaching staff. I have all the resources that we need. I mean, you come to LSU, you just have to do it right, and you're going to win.
Have time for just a couple more. We're going to start right here in the front.
Yeah, Ed, he kind of stole my question. Doug Mouton, WLTV in New Orleans. 2014, you're at Mandeville High School games as a parent in the stands.
Yeah.
5 years later, you have delivered the greatest season in LSU history. And I know you have said all year it's not about me, but have you let that, or will you let that sink in just for a minute, that arc from 5 years ago watching Parker play to today?
You know, I think, you know, God had a plan. I got to say it, and it's not me. And all I did was follow the plan. And without him, I wouldn't be here. Without my family, I wouldn't be here. And I said, I'm thankful for Coach Miles for giving me a chance, man. He hired me at LSU. It's where I wanted to go. I knew I was going to coach. I didn't think this was going to happen. I didn't know. I thought, you know, when I didn't get the job at USC, I said, hey, you know, hey, you might be an assistant the rest of your life. I just love coaching. But everything fell into place. And we're just getting started, man. This is not the finish. I want to be here at LSU for a long time and win many championships at LSU, and this is just the beginning.
Again, right down here in the very front.
Hey, Ed, Michael Cobble, WBRZ in Baton Rouge. Clyde seemed to be the key that got the engine going tonight. Just how critical has he been, not just to your season, but even tonight?
He's the heart of our team, man. He is tough. Again, he's 6'4", 270, and Clyde's going to take it upon himself. I'm glad he was healthy. Those runs he made at the end of the game were very critical. He's hard to tackle. He's got great balance. He has a great trunk. I don't know if he's leaving or not, but if he does, I think he's going to have a great career, and he's going to go down as one of the greatest Tigers ever.
Take our last question from the television riser in the back.
Shakira Martin from Lafayette. Coach O, you've talked all season about blocking out the noise, but when you reflect, what was it that made this team so different and inspired you guys to just finish the season strong?
Yeah, you know, I do believe the leadership, the character, the grit, they wanted to win. And they believed in our coaching staff. They believe in the work ethic. We started last January 17. We've been working for a year. All those things combined, and obviously I thought we had a great schedule this year. Playing Auburn and Florida at home really helped us. Having a great coaching staff, getting Joe Brady from the Saints, going to the spread. I think that, you know, when we didn't score many points with Ensminger, we talked about going to the spread. I thought that was critical, and then we got the right guy. We got the right quarterback to run it. You know, we had athletes and the receivers, the way they played. So a lot of things had to fall into place.
Coach, thank you very much and congratulations.
Go Tigers.
That concludes tonight's national championship game news conference.